Hey Yugi tubers, Johnny1660 here, reporting to you a deck profile of my Yosenju Kama deck. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm playing 3 of the Kama 1s, pretty standard, 3 Kama 2s, and 3 Kama 3s. Comma 1 returns. Comma 2 can attack your opponent directly. If you or can attack your opponent directly if the attack is halved. And sorry for the lighting. There we go. And then comma 3, if another Yosenju monster like comma 2 inflicts battle damage, you get to search another Yosenju monster besides comma 3. So those kind of all work together. And they all kind of act like spirit monsters, so at the end phase they return to the hand, and a nice little effect off of them. If one of them is normal summoned, you can summon another combo monster from your hand. It just can't be that same combo monster. So you can summon like a 3, then a 2, then a 3, but not a 3, then a 3, then 2, or whatever. So you just got to keep in mind that you can't do that. Then for other monsters, I run a little kaiju engine. I run 2 of the spider and then 2 of the mad flame. Yeah, it helps get rid of your opponent's pesky monsters. And if you combo it with comma 1 can return 1 face-up monster your opponent controls to the owner's hand. So you can return one of the kaijus to your hand. So you contribute off one of your opponent's monsters and then return the kaiju to your hand. So it's really nice. Then this deck has a really hard time keeping monster field presence. So I'm playing 2 Speedroid Menku. Basically, he stops OTKs. If an opponent's monster would attack directly, I can special summon him and then switch all defense position or all monsters my opponent controls to face up defense position. So it just stops OTKs. And then I'm running one bear and 1 gorilla, just to search out your tankies, so you can search out your Yosenju cards. And then for anti-meta, I'm just playing the 1 Thunder King Ryo. It doesn't really hurt this deck all that much. It doesn't search a lot, except for comma 3's effect and Tenki. So sitting on this for a turn or two while you kind of set up and draw into your commas is really nice. So, yeah. And if you need to get him off the field and like your opponent's going to special summon, you just tribute him off. Even if you didn't really need to, you can tribute him off so you can search next turn. Then for spells, I'm running 1 dimensional fissure, because I don't really care if my monsters get removed from play. I'm not usually bringing them back anyways. Play 2 creature swap, because this works miracles. Like, I tribute one of my opponent's monsters for a kaiju, and then I can activate this on one of my Yosenju monsters and their kaiju. I take control of the kaiju at the end of the phase. At the end phase, the Yosenju monster returns back to my hand. So just really, really nice. Then of course I'm playing 3 Tenki to search out my Yosenju monsters, and 2 Pod Duality. You could play 3. Just with the kaiju engine, I decide to only play 2 because the kaijus are special summoned. And then for other spells, I'm playing 2 MST because back row, 2 Dark Hole because you almost never have monsters on the board, and your opponent almost always does. And then I'm playing 2 Necro Valley because this messes up decks like no other. Just so nice, especially against like Cosmos and Infernoids, so they can't really special summon a lot. For traps, I run 1 Compulse, 1 Bottomless. Let's move it over just a little bit. 1 Solemn, 1 TT, 1 Macrocosmos, and 1 Vandy's Emptiness. These are kind of my floodgate cards. None of them really hurt you. The only one that might hurt you is Torrential Tribute, and that's only if you have a monster on board, which you don't usually. So, yeah. Then for attack negation, I run 2 Mirror Force and 2 Deep Prison. This just helps with negating your opponent's attacks. Deep Prism to remove them from play. Mirror Force to get rid of a big field. So that's the main deck. Let's go ahead and go on to the extra deck. The extra deck, I want to warn you, it's not fully complete. I don't have 2 Shadali, I think is his name. Please correct me in the comments below. But I play 1 number 80, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Maestroke, 1 Castell, excuse me. 1 Monarch. I play 2 of the Fire Fist Tiger King, 1 Ragna Zero, 1, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, Knight. Basically, if your opponent would target one of your monsters on your side of the field, you can detach 1 XYZ material from it and change the target to an appropriate other target. So, yeah. 1 Dark Rebellion, because it's Dark Rebellion. I run 1 Crazy Box just to run over different stuff, and if I feel lucky, then I can actually roll the die, but yeah, it's just really nice. I run this in case any of my monsters get removed from play. I can special summon them back. Shark Drake, because I get level 4s out like no other, so why not overlay into this and then be able to attack twice and inflict at least 3,000 if not more damage. And this is basically Gigo. It's just a rank 4 normal monster. I couldn't find, I think it was Gem Knight. So I went ahead and put that in there because it's not too hard to get out 3 level 4s. Then for extra deck, I did bring this deck to my locals. I went, I think it was 7th place out of 30 some. So it wasn't really bad. I went just this last week. There was a couple more Cosmos players. This deck really has a bad matchup against Cosmos. So I went 9th place out of 23 people there. So that was a little bit worse, but it's still really good and it's a lot of fun. It messes up your opponents. But for side deck, I'm playing 2 Lancia for Cosmos, 1 Fossil Dyna because it's just a good anti-meta card, 1 Gravekeeper's Commandant to search out your Necro Valley, my 3rd Necro Valley, Terraforming to get your Necro Valley, especially if the deck, like I'm going against like an Infernoid player, I'll definitely side in the 3rd Necro Valley and Terraforming or Commandant. Then my 3rd MST, 2 Memory Loss. This card is actually really nice. Basically, it negates the effect of a monster on the field, and it switches him to defense position. So it can't, like, if it was special summon that turn, you can't switch him back into attack position and then attack enemy. So that's really nice. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors, 1 Imperial Iron Wall. I'm looking for another copy, and my 3rd Dimensional Prism, just for more monster negation. So tell me how you like the video. Please comment and subscribe. And it's just a really nice, fun deck. I really like it. It messes with your opponent. Your opponent gets a little angry sometimes, especially when you're tributing off their stuff for kaijus and then returning it with comma 1. It's just a really, really fun deck overall, and I think I'll keep playing it. I'll probably evolve with some of the meta. I might include like Gradles that just came out in this. Take out the Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure and put in Gradles because that'll be a lot of fun. I might even make a Gradle deck, so you might see that in a week or two. So, well, thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.